Okay, I probably should have done a check to see, but then again, I still did not get any confirmation if if this if my internet's improved. I was given an offer. I did sign up for it. I don't know if they've tagged it in or not. I hope I'm not paying for it yet. But let's start. Okay, let's start sharing this one. So let's see if we can get more in. So should be a bit quick. Just some quick posts. Then I should be up shortly. Share to a group. Starting a watch party. Yeah, it only works if it's my own. Not quite the case. Okay, just quick type. That's posts. Should have some water. Always hydrate, people. Okay, should get some posts up shortly. Now, I'm hoping I do really well this time. Well, really well, or at least reasonably well. Again, Premier Draft. I'm hoping for at least 4 wins since I'm just cycling gold. Usually, if you're paying actual gems, you kind of want to win more than that. That said, yeah, I'll be happy with 4. I will need to start saving up afterwards because we're pretty much going to Zendikar Remastered. Though, I guess I can get away with... Yeah, because I definitely have enough for Mastery Pass, 1 sealed, and 1 buy-in for premium draft. So, yeah, at least if you're saving up, save in terms of gems. Gold, just liquidate it. Whenever possible, just liquidate it that way. Okay, so last group. And we should be starting right about now. Also, I should remember to turn it on my phone so I have an idea. Yeah, mini is off also. Okay, no problem. Oh, yeah. Tim, if you happen to be around, yeah, I wish you the best of luck with the deck. Yeah, keep tweaking, keep testing. Don't necessarily take my word as canon. It's just my observations also. You have to also find what works best for you. I can actually see multiple directions where it could be where the game could take it. So okay, come on, cycle a little bit more. Okay, there it is. And it should be connecting. There we go. I can see myself now. Yeah, we'll be starting. We're going to be starting. Hold on, let's make sure I can see comments. There we go. Okay, we're about to begin. Just wait for some of these to reconnect. And okay, there we go. Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Magic Arena Run. Today we are going to take one last pot shot at Premier Draft of Amonkhet Remastered. I managed to do my shot for Core 2021. It turned out really well. 7-1. Let's see if we can do this again. Generally, flipping back and forth between formats, something you have to get used to. But without further ado, we're going to give this one... It's probably going to be a swan song. I don't know if we're going to see Amonkhet Remastered again, or if by the time we get something back, it might be a different kind of remaster. I heard we're getting Time Spiral Remastered. I would really love to see it here. So I'm warily cautious about Suspend. That's a skill set I have not done in a long time. And my phone's connection is on the weird end, so I might have... But we're definitely we're definitely up. Yeah, quality's not so great. We do have a Bontu the Glorified though. So can't attack or block unless a creature died under your control this turn, which... Okay, if we're going to do this, we're going to need to get tons of creatures. If I wanted to play it safe, it's open fire. If I play Bontu the Glorified, I'm going to be pretty much playing black-white. Basically, generate tons and tons and tons of tokens and bomb strategies. That's pretty much what I have to do. So right now it's risk versus reward because open fire is very safe. Consign to Oblivion. Consign to Oblivion's kind of fine. You know what? We're going big or going home. Bontu the Glorified. Let's see if we can hit something to go with it. Exert, Festering Mummy. Okay, so we want cards like Doom Dissenter. Basically, creatures that generate into more creatures. So Doom Dissenter is perfect. We're still looking for zombies. So Festering Mummy is fine. We're looking for, yeah, basic. Kind of sad we're passing this, but yeah, we're gonna go for Bontu into Doom Dissenter. If this doesn't quite pan out, I have to consider what my plan B is. So my plan B is probably straight zombies without the Bontu. We'll see what our best pick is. So we're kind of looking for picks at around pick 3, pick 4. The really busted ones. If we can solidify on those, then we've got it golden. Now here's something that's interesting. We have another Doom Dissenter. We do have a payoff in Wayward Servant. So and I definitely want to take this if we want to go that route. Shame we're going to pass the Aven Wind Guide because that's Embalm, but at least this one keeps us in 2 colors, and we're only separated by 1 more. I want to at least get the Wander in Death back. We're definitely getting the Wayward Servant. We're passing quite a bit of zombies, so that might be an issue. Fetid Pools, Kenra Eternal. If I'm going to get a zombie, it's probably Marauding Bone Slasher 3 mana 3/3. We don't need to have them quite early. So we're going to take the more powerful one first. It's a shame it's going to get blocked off by something like, yeah, the Doom Beetle we saw a while ago. We're going to need ways to kill our opponent's creatures. So far, we're only getting creatures right now. But so far, it looks like the black is kind of solid. If it dries up, we need to start looking at white. We passed quite a few white cards, so that might be an issue. Yeah, I'm seeing that the quality is not good. I hope the record is fine. Okay, we got another Doom Dissenter. We got the Binding Mummy. This kind of sometimes comes around late. For passing a few of these dual lands, I actually never got a chance to take them. And let's see. Wasteland Scorpion. Okay, that's very good. Also very annoying. Supply Caravan is probably good for us because, yeah, we need to generate multiple creatures. This is one way to do it. Vizier of Deferment. It's possible. It's a flash creature. We could try that out. I'm torn between one of these two. I'm going to take the Vizier first. We're not going to be in any shortage of 5. Okay, now we have to... Oh, well, we have unconventional tactics, which is great. But I probably go with Lethal Sting first. Let's get removal. Let's get some removal up first. We're not going to get unconventional tactics back, sadly, which is kind of what our deck wants to do. Okay, Vizier of Remedies. Oh. This actually combos with the Lethal Sting in a very good way, if I'm not mistaken. It's either that or Wander in Death. I'll take the Vizier. Be careful. That's how I lost. That's how I missed out on the Feline Sovereign. Hey, the quality's better now. It's got worse again. Another Vizier. Sunscorched Desert. Horror of the Broken Lands. I'm gonna take the early Vizier. Okay, got Festering Mummy. That's good. And the Doom Dissenter came back, so maybe I've been picking these cards way too early. So I'm going to take the Top Crop Elite here. We have a lot of small creatures. If we can exert this, it's very good. So I might be valuing the Doom Dissenter high, but it's really about getting into that strategy. It's not... I might have to look back if I missed out on anything, but I probably did not. And we did get the Supply Caravan back, so we got almost everything we want. Curator of Mysteries. Vile Manifestation, not enough cards is cycling. Miasmic Mummy is very good. Oketra's Name, that'll come back. Blighted Bat. This is how I did well last time, so I'm inclined to take it again. It's a shame we're passing a lot. The River Hoopo, a bit of blue. Not much in white, at least. Okay, got the Oketra's Avenger, Solitary Camel. We're not really benefiting from deserts quite yet. Merciless Javelineer, that's a possibility. We can also just get the Oketra's Avenger, something to get aggro. It's a little bit less than zombies, but it's still something. Or I can just take the Desert of the True and hope to cycle the Solitary. No, let's take the Oketra's Avenger. We're going aggro. Wasp. It's a 2/1 flyer, that's fine. We're gonna get the other Lethal Sting. Even if we don't have the Vizier of Remedies to combo with it, it's still perfectly fine. We got enough Doom Dissenters to go around. We can even kind of combo with Festering Mummy. So what are we looking for to get back? The Oketra's Name is nice. I'm not taking the third one. It's between Soul Stinger and Lethal Sting now. We might have way too much removal at this point, but I'm willing to risk having way too much removal. Soul Stinger kind of works, but it's a 4-drop. Yeah, let's take the Lethal Sting again. At least this one is more enticing for me, though Bontu sacrificing the Soul Scar, the Soul Stinger is a good play also. It's a good play. No, but here's something to consider about the Bontu. A creature died under your control, so it's not. This is not literally just 3 mana. It's 3 mana plus 2 every turn just to get something to die. I guess now we take Soul Stinger or Wasteland Scorpion. We have quite a few 3-drops. I probably still want to take the Scorpion. We need to have a few cards that cycle at least. Claim to Fame, the Bane of Historic. It's either that or Wall of Forgotten Pharaohs. I'm gonna take the Claim to Fame. We might not have the red mana for it, but we could still claim something. Okay, another Marauding Bone Slasher. We have the Solitary Camel. Evolving Wilds helps fix our mana, but if we can lean it more towards black instead of white, we should be fine. So we're going for the... Okay, we have to take the... This is a super late compulsory rest, but we're taking it. More removal. We have 4 pieces of removal right now. We got the late Miasmic Mummy, so we're gonna be way into... So, I would like another Wayward Servant if possible. Take it by force. So far, yeah, we're looking quite good. Okay, Brute Strength, Strategic Planning, one of the best commons. I'm just gonna take the Brute Strength. Okay, so nothing left for us, so we're just gonna take all these other cards. I'll be shocked if we get something back. So, yeah, I really want another Wayward Servant. But we got the Soul Stinger. Quite late, but at least we got one. So, there we go. And let's see, what... We have to look at the cards that we're likely to cut. Throne of the God Pharaoh. Each opponent equal to the number... Oh, this is interesting. We probably want to get Nest of Scarabs so that we can have a fountain of creatures, but Throne of the God Pharaoh, we are going to have a lot of creatures that are going to tap sideways, and we can just probably go Suicide, so I'm going to take it. Let's gamble. Besides, I think I've only taken like 1 rare overall. Desert's Hold, another removal spell, Anointed Walk, Anointed Priest, something to really benefit from all these Doom Dissenters. We're not so much in the Embalm plan yet, so I might want to just take the Desert's Hold for now. I'm torn between these two. I'll take the Desert's Hold. That sets our removal count to 5. Okay, we have a Splendid Agony, so I probably want to take this. No one likes Samut. Okay, so Splendid Agony. So we're trying to see if this comes back. If it doesn't, we might get some of the black cards back. So getting a few of the... Oh, Gravedigger. That should be okay. It's either Gravedigger or Kenra. Our curve is heavy on the 2 entries, so yeah, we can afford the Gravedigger. And we did get the Inokhetra's name back. We do get another Desert's Hold, so I probably got this one way too early. I will take the Inokhetra's name this time. We could also just take the Bontu's Monument. We have... How many creatures do we have? 19. Oh, wow. And a lot of them are trees, so I'll speculate on this one. Let's see if we find room. It's possible that that might be a mistake, but we have to try. At least have to try somehow. Okay, Jerus. We'll just take out the obelisks, but lag. Take the obelisk spider. We need to make some cuts. Another Doom Dissenter. I will take the Desert the Glorified this time. So we do get Anointed Priest. We get another Desert. I probably will take the Anointed Priest this time. So the Anointed Priest is coming late. Nest of Scarabs came back, so we're definitely taking this. Now we need to be very picky about our creatures now. Anointed Priest came back. Wow. Then again, this was the trap I got into last time. So it's very possible that I'm not really supposed to be taking these, but I'm taking them anyway. So we need to keep our count really low, so this one and the Caravan can go... So we got, wow, 28 cards. We need to make some cuts. We're gonna cut the Avenger. If we're gonna cut, it's most likely gonna be along the lines of white. We're also gonna have to cut some of... Look for cards that are not necessarily zombies, although Doom Dissenter is still pretty fine. So we have a few mini combos. The Vizier can probably go. It's probably the weakest card here. All things can... It's probably the one card that does not fit. How many creatures do we have? 19. So let's cut some of the Viziers. I did not get... Okay, so Desert's Hold, maybe we can cut that. We still have 5 pieces of removal. 3 of them are Lethal Sting, so we can go... Maybe you could cut that. Let's play 1 Desert. So we're at 817. What's our count? 717, so we should actually be running 10-7 in this case. And Vizier of Deferment makes style target. Let's cut that too. So basically we're going mostly black. Bontu's Monument does have some space, so we will make some room for that. So that question. So we have 16 and 8. Let's go over our non-creatures, see which ones are the ones we can kind of give up on. No, we're keeping Nest of Scarabs. That seems to be a sin. It's a mini synergy, but it's still a synergy. It's probably a good reason to have Soul Stinger. Maybe Soul Stinger instead of Gravedigger. Like, the only creature I probably want to get back with Gravedigger is Bontu, and it's not exactly something that's easy to remove. I'm trying to see if there's an exile effect that I've forgotten. No, I'm mixing it up with 2020. We could just cut the Miasmic Mummy. That's probably the weakest, but if we want to cut, it should be along the 3-drop line. We could also cut 1 land, although we literally have 1 cycling card. Literally just 1. That might be an issue. The Top Crop Elite is also not that strong. Well, we are going to go sideways, so we probably have some strength there. I could just cut 1 Anointer Priest. I could just cut the Festering Mummy. Wow, we have to make a cut somehow, and I have no idea what to cut. Any ideas? I could just cut the Soul Stinger. We can, like, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's 4. We could also just cut the Nest of Scarabs instead. Like, we're only getting like 5 triggers out of this. Well, 6 if you count the this one putting counters on something else. Is it worth it? Maybe not so much. You know what? I'm going to run this deck as it is right now. We'll see if Zombies again works. And we'll see if Bontu is really worth that first pick mythic. And our lands are... Can we change? Yeah, let's change those basic lands. Maybe... Yeah, I feel like it's a special occasion. Let's change these lands up. There we go. Okay, we'll see if this pans out. We'll see if this works. So, good luck. Let's see how it goes. It's on to our first game, everyone. Yeah, the quality is... Yeah, it looks like that my internet has not upgraded quite yet. It's still a bit iffy. Or it could just be me, and you guys are having a better time than I am. I have no idea. We shall see. Because it fluctuates between getting better and also because I'm the one sending the stream out, so having it bounce back to me is a bit on the weird end. So let's see how we go. Also, I'd like to at least... usually my goal is to always hit platinum when it comes to draft, but I've been kind of stuck at gold recently. I haven't been able to do that many drafts. Primarily also because whenever I draft, I really want to stream it. It's pretty much what I do. I probably should do some drafts for myself once in a while. Though sometimes it's weird. Like, I might do a draft for myself, it turns out great, and it's just a recording, or I do a draft for myself, it turns out very poorly, it's on the stream. I can't control that part. Sometimes I just have an off day. and sometimes my connection is awfully weird. Yeah, I will say they did a good job in canceling out these particle effects. The cloud is still a bit there's still a bit of that swirly haze, but it's not that bad this time. I'm just wanting to see who's okay. Please don't let it be my connection. Please don't let it be my connection. I'm gonna be really sad if that's the case. One is playing a 41 card deck, so I have done this from time to time. It's usually the sign that you really are not sure what you want to cut. Okay, this one concerns me. I have no idea if it's me or my opponent that's timed out. Because even this point, I should be seeing my hand. I can't, and I'm on stream, so I can't exactly pause this, so it's a disaster if it turns out I have to reconnect. Okay, we got in. Opponent. That was so weird, but we are definitely keeping this. Turn 2 Anointer Priest, turn 3 Bone Slasher. We don't really need to block. So, Plains, Swamp, Anointer Priest, go. We go Marauding Bone Slasher first in case our opponent has some sort of removal. Always be nice to other people. Let's see if our opponent has to open fire. The sad thing is we need to start drawing more creatures if we want to... Opponent has a seemingly slow start for... Okay, is that an open fire? You're not opening fire on an Anointer Priest. You're gonna hit the Bone Slasher. Oh, farm. You know what? That's fine. Next turn, I'll do the Blighted Bat Haste combo. Opponent... Well, technically, you don't need to be playing the blue half of this, so... But our opponent seems to be... Let's see if our opponent has the removal. Nope. So... We want to hit at least 6 mana since I want... The worst case scenario is Anointer Priest Bontu. Is Anointer Priest, pay the 2 to sack Anointer. Opponent is cycling. Looks like they might be having mana problems, especially since they've already demonstrated they are running blue actual. At least we have the compulsory rest for the first piece. So the Anointer Priest is not really for the token strategy as much as it's a zombie. It's a free creature. Opponent has Evolving Wilds. They're going to hit their... Okay, let that resolve. Now, if they have Floodwaters, they can out-tempo us a little bit. But I don't know if they're gonna make it. And those are our only 2 rares. And it's over before it began. Okay, that's a very good... Okay, that's a very good morale booster. We got a very quick win. Though it's we probably have to pay respects to our opponent. They had they missed out on their mana colors. I'm suspecting that they kept a mostly blue hand, even if they had only white plains and mountains. Also known as, please don't do that. There's a saying I would always go that if your first play is conditional, as in, if I draw this, I'll be able to play this, and that's literally your first play, you're asking to be wrecked. You're asking to be punished. The proper term for that's tempting fate, or tempting the RNG. Basically, whoever you want to blame. But think of it this way: some games they don't give you much of a mulligan option. I think, yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh has a horrible mulligan option. VS system, they just give you a one-shot. To heck with it. I'm trying to remember what other... Okay, so this one mostly black. We do have. This is why but I'm pretty much confident in this because we've leaned most of our cards toward black. It's still a disaster if we draw white cards, but yeah. Okay, here we go. So we're gonna go Festering Mummy turn 1. The Lethal Sting. If this mummy dies, then we're not gonna be able to cast it. Here's the Kenra. Okay, we've got the Miasmic Mummy turn 2. I'm gonna discard the Talkrop Elite. Sure, we might be able to cast it, but let's leave some room for the cards we're able to cast, and the Desert helps us draw into stuff. Now this one puts a -1/-1 counter. No, let's leave it alone. Because if our opponent drops something light, we can Lethal Sting, take this, nuke boat. If our opponent has removal, yeah, so be it. Cartouche of Knowledge, so sure, that's fine. Yeah, that's fake. Well, you have to just look at the address, but do you have an online account? Then it's fake. Simple. Yeah. No, it's online. It's an online account. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's fake. Also, no, and also if you don't have an if you did you actually get deducted the payment? No, it's on hold. That it's on hold, so it means nothing. So if you didn't purchase anything, that's wala lang. Okay.
Update yung mobile number.
Yeah. Yeah. I probably should start putting up one of those red lights, like on the the typical on-air light. But otherwise, yeah, sometimes we encounter these problems. Our opponent's now gonna start aiming for our prowess. We can't block with this. We don't intend to block. We just intend to sacrifice swing. We get to start pinging it down at least also. Hold on, let's do the math here. Okay, since we know we have a land on top, do I still want this? Yeah, I probably still want this. I kind of want at least five lands anyway. So next turn, we go to attacks. We swing with Bontu. We're gonna start rushing this now. I'm going to cycle the desert. Let's just get out of the way now. Draw the land, play the land, end the turn. Next turn, Anointer Priest, Splendid Agony, or even just Anointer Priest, sack the Miasmic Mummy. Opponent has drawn cards, had to discard another cartouche. So we kind of got there, but I'm concerned our opponent has a big creature or some big spell. Opponent's 1 mana away from Floodwater, so might make Bontu a bit of a liability. Opponent, Enigma Drake. Wait, is this under your control? Okay, so it's not enough that I took out their creature. I have to do mine. Doom Dissenter. Let the combo begin. So I might actually just play... I might actually take a turn off, play the Anointer Priest and Throne of the God Pharaoh. If our opponent just bounces gone. Cryptic Serpent. Okay, these two can block, but because this is indestructible, it's a... Okay, so we have to decide how I want to do this. I definitely want to cast this first. Sack this. Okay, we'll keep that on top because it gives us options and gives us a use for the Throne of the God Pharaoh. I will swing because I have no plans to block at this point. Opponent needs to double block, which means I have to snipe the Enigma Drake. So that's one less creature that can block. Our opponent's gonna have to start dropping creatures really quickly, in which case Bontu sacrificing can do it. Throne of the God Pharaoh can help do it too. Next turn I might just play Anointer Priest, Throne of the God Pharaoh, sacrifice the Anointer Priest. Opponent might be missing double red, but then again our opponent did have a few great plays. Yeah, Bontu. Okay, opponent's starting to cycle. Instead of playing creatures, is he gonna try to race Sunscorched Desert? We'll take the hit. Now the enchantments that are likely to take out Bontu are white, so we kind of dodged that. So Sand Strangler, yeah, it's gonna snipe that. If there's a desert card, sure, that's fine. So we take this. Yeah, it's a good thing we kept the land up here. This allows us to drop everything. Yeah, Doom Descender up top. So at the very least, by doing this, we are sniping all their other creatures, and they can't attack either. Okay, that's correct. And we're still dinging them for 1 point each. So we're doing quite well. So next turn, Firebrand Archer is his opponent. So we're gonna just... I don't think our opponent has a way to make us discard, so we're just gonna embalm the Anointer Priest. Basically make the best use of our mana. Wasteland Scorpion's good too. Opponent's been reduced to just double blocking. Menace is relevant. So yeah, that's how we want to block. Opponent's down to 3. We can get him down to 2, down to 1. Yeah, as long as we keep the creature parade going, Bontu can keep going. Our problem is when our opponent does have an answer. Cartouche, can't block. Yeah, sure. Is this a concession? No creatures, that's a concession. Yeah, good game. Good game. Okay, so yeah, we got Bontu to work. There we go. Good job. Also wish there was a... Yeah, nope, just a few messages for everything else. Some reminders about payment. Okay, let's go on to our next match. Yeah, not bad. We just lead mostly toward black. So that Bontu giving us the scry, in addition to the life drain, actually very relevant. Like if we hit a stack of lands, we can just put them down if we didn't need it, or if we did the math, it turns out we actually needed some of those lands. So yeah, that's fine, because if we allowed our opponent to stack multiple creatures, it gives them even more options. The way that was happening, we were just able to keep hitting their smallest creature. If they had a pair of big creatures, that would be an issue. But I would still probably been able to drain them out anyway for the most part. Yeah, we managed to survive that one, and yeah, we pedal to the metal, guys. Okay, so up. Someone's doing really well in draft. Okay, we're definitely keeping this one. Anointer Priest, Bone Slasher, Lethal Sting, Scorpion either as Death Touch or a cycling option, that's fine. So far so good. Opponent does get the first drop. Festering Mummy, so we definitely want to hit the Anointer Priest. Opponent's playing black-green. Okay, that's interesting. Now we don't need double black, so let's not clue our opponent into the colors we're running. If our opponent has removal for this, it's perfectly fine. That's what Embalm's for. Opponent clearly does have something. Cycling, probably. So it's a question if they want to cycle, if they need the mana. So next turn I go Marauding Bone Slasher. If the Festering Mummy at least... Also, the nice thing is we can just stack the -1/-1 on the Anointer Priest. It's not a big loss for us. Okay, opponent's back. Cycling. Why is everyone playing 3 colors? Well, sometimes it happens. You draw into a lot of good cards and you end up playing 3 colors. Yeah, okay, I guess Spring to Mind is a very good reason to play 3 colors. I am willing to block the Festering Mummy, get it over with. Okay, we drew our removal suite, which... I probably should have attacked first though. Now our opponent can shrink this one. Then again, if our opponent chooses to shrink this one, it gives us a better target. Okay, opponent's choosing not to. Opponent might have their own Lethal Sting. But they are hitting 5 mana. So... we also have Splendid Agony as an option. But let's run the Lethal Stings out first. At this... oh, cycling into Drakes. Well, good news is cycling is kind of expensive, so we can kind of run with that. So we're gonna hit the aggro before our opponent can start their cycle train. I might just play the Doom Dissenter. Give me the option to cycle if I feel like it. Because right now, if our opponent's playing into Drakes, the Scorpion is not looking great. We kind of want to draw into something bigger. Although, if our opponent is... okay, now take note, it's instant speed, so we literally have only 1 shot. If our opponent cycles now, it's a mistake. Well, I can just choose not to attack. But this is what the cycling deck would have looked like if from another world. So not quite Ikoria. So we're gonna pass the turn. We have the Splendid Agony option on the side. Yeah, Lethal Sting being a sorcery is an issue, but... wait, is this an instant? It's an instant, draw 2 cards. Okay, opponents ditching their counter spells. Well, them not start... they actually went first. Somehow they lost the tempo race. Let's take the wind out of their sails. Is there a way to... no, there are no +1/+1 counters here. There is no Haptara's Mark. Okay, gives himself another one. Okay, sure, that's fine. So I'm actually gonna let that resolve. We could... I'll decide later if I want to cycle the Scorpion or not. Probably not. Shadowstorm Vizier. Ooh. Okay, we have another decent target. So this is really main blue. Hit a Wayward Serpent. So we also have our own 2/2s. I'm gonna swing with the Bone Slasher anyway. I'm gonna offer the trade. Also, our opponent might cycle into another one. That's why I'm not gonna swing with the Anointer Priest. Also kind of interesting, our opponent's choosing not to attack. Well, I guess it makes sense not to attack. We have another lethal sting, so probably goes on the anointer. No. We want to convince our opponent to block this, so not anointer priest. Opponent probably won't be able to cast some mind anytime soon, but they are drawing quite a bit of cards. This is a very interesting one. We are looking for... Okay, they didn't cycle that, they just bought it back. Replaying the Festering Mummy. I want them to replay the Vizier. They're not replaying it, they're signaling that they have another card with cycling. So, Wayward Servant doing a little extra work for us. We didn't get that many Blighted Bats this time, but... plan is to force them to trade out resources. Eventually, they're going to come to a point where they are... where some the cycling doesn't translate to cycling. No, and if you thought this was bad, imagine if the black uncommon was here. It's 1 mana, opponent loses 2, you gain 2. Okay, so our opponent does have a -1/-1 counter strategy. I actually want to save it for this one, so we could swing with these. I could actually swing with just this. So we'll swing with the zombie and the anointer priest. We'll make a decision later. Like if our... Now the Festering Mummy is gonna generate a insect token as a result, so... Okay, that was kind of what I expected. Now our opponent needs to decide whether they want to snipe the anointer priest, you will. Let's milk this for what it's got. And we have to save this one because we know there's another 1/3 that's 1/3/2/4 or even greater. We need that lethal sting. Otherwise our entire combat just gets sunk. If we draw into a Bontu, that would be fabulous, I'd say. We don't want to draw into more lands, so that's kind... Bontu's Last Reckoning. Okay, that... Okay, so... let's see if our opponent drops this. Festering Mummy. So I'm gonna just go Doom Dissenter. Into Wasteland Scorpion. So, if Festering Mummy attacks, I definitely block with it. It might convince our opponent to just bin that. That's fine. Okay, opponent's really holding back. So... yeah, we got the chance. I'm gonna play the top properly. It'll probably convince our opponent to start cycling again. Oh, counter. Okay, there's a counter spell. Okay, so if I attack with this, we end up with a 1/1. You know what? That's fine. Let's make that trade. Opponent's down to 2 cards at this point. Well, wait, opponent's taking it. Yeah, countervailing winds is great, especially if you have the cycling setup. Unfortunately, yeah, that's also bad for us. We're starting to draw lands already. Target the Vizier. Put a -1/-1 counter on the Dissenter. Your Nest of Scraps doesn't benefit because I'm the one who put it. We need to start paring down this board. I have no choice, we have to start paring down the board. If we start drawing into even more lands than this, then yeah, we are in serious trouble. If we draw Bontu, it's gonna be a bit untimely. What are cards we're in? Sandstorm Vizier again. This is the second one. Well, technically the third one. They just rebought one. Oh no, here we go. Now our opponent did use up most of their cycling. They probably still have more. They really want that second blue source. We're just gonna have to take it. Oh, 3 mana. What is it? Stinging Shot. Okay, so they still have more cycling. Maybe we can hold out long enough that they mill themselves out. Maybe? But we are dead in 12, well, less than 12 turns based on the number of Drakes. A Soul Stinger. Please no countervailing winds again. Okay, we hit that one. I could just put it here, but we actually need to have more creatures, so I'm actually going to just put on our own Soul Stinger. Yeah, let's play the Plains. Now, I could swing with this one, trade with the Drake. Probably makes sense because we're aiming to stay alive at this point. That's fine too. Opponent probably... Does he have removal? Splendid Agony. Sure, that's fine. Although this one triggers twice. Yeah, it's per creature. That said, if Soul Stinger dies, I dump it all on the Vizier. So we're kind of fine in that regard. So we're not quite getting through at this point. Alright, more lands. Opponent might opt to just not block. Okay. Okay, we're gonna put in the Vizier. But yeah, we got 9 out of 17, so that means there's 8 more lands. We're at 50. We're drawing 50%. Festering Mummy, so we could 8 out. Wait, did we cycle one land? No, we didn't cycle. So, well, at least if we draw the desert, it's a cycling option. We have that one. Okay. At least we got rid of that Doomfall before we drop Bontu. Opponent's still missing their blue source, but we might not make it. That's like 11 turns. Okay, it's not desert anymore. There's one cycling. Yeah, let's just show our misery. So we're now at 10 out of 17. So 9. So we're still like close to 50, little over 50% to not draw land. Still not great. I probably should have gotten that other desert given a chance. Oh no. Okay, so 11. This is okay. Opponent's not going to do the Wander in Death. They're going for the kill. Makes sense. I'm dead next turn unless I draw removal and my other. Yeah, I guess it's a good game. Like the Anointed Priest is not gonna do it. Yeah, it's a good game. I agree. Obelisk Spider. Trial of Ambition. Yeah, he just unloaded his entire hand. Okay. So yeah, the land flood was real, but our opponent had a very good card advantage engine in the Drake Haven. We had no way of removing that. Our best bet was to run them out of creatures, but we eventually ran out of creatures ourselves. Sometimes it happens. We can't just blame everything on the program. Sometimes it happens. So for everyone watching right now, we're at 2 wins and 1 loss. Still going strong. Yeah, I probably really would have wanted to have another desert. I think I took Oketra's Avenger there. That probably was a mistake in hindsight. It could have gone either way, but it was really looking like I was... But then again, I was really leaning more towards black at that point, so... Yeah, the desert was made more sense. Don't forget to hydrate, ladies and gentlemen. Now we wait for the next match. And yeah, hey AJ's, thanks for liking. Yeah, I'm only getting to see some of these likes right now. Yeah, I wonder how you did. Actually, no, you did give a message, but I wonder how you're doing now in the other invitational qualifier. So, turn to Miasmic Mummy. Depending on what we draw, this may be very awkward. I might even end up discarding Throne just to... Okay, maybe not. Maybe not. Because here's the thing, we have our removal, we have aggro creatures. If we draw into more lands, maybe I just discard a land. We do want to hit more lands eventually, but we can function on tree. Okay, opponent discards a Dauntless Aven. Looks like they kind of signal that they might be having problems with their mana if they're discarding a white card and playing only red cards. So I'm gonna hold up Splendid Agony because we can just play this on a different turn. Let's get the aggro going. Then if our opponent drops stuff, we can stall it out. So at least we have a plan there. Opponent might cycle this. Yeah, they kind of signaled that they're going to cycle. Should I? Or Mana Spray. Okay, that's fine. That's one removal down. It's also instant speed. If they have another removal for this, I'd be really sad. Horned Mola. Yeah, let's take the wind out of those sails. Unfortunately, our gas is kind of run out at this point. So we might still be in trouble. Also, our even a 3/5 Bontu is not so bad. Zealot. Okay, so I need to decide, do I want to sacrifice my bat just to swing with Bontu? It does give me a scry trigger. We'll see if we draw creatures. No, we drew a land. There's one thing I can do. Because this can't block either. I can also just put the counter here, but no, I'm going to put it on Bontu. Let's get the scry going. Yeah, Doom Dissenter. There we go. So we're now cooking with some gas. Opponent drops a Gilded Ceradon, but can't block. We can actually just hold up the mana in case. Okay, definitely don't want that. If our opponent has removal for that zombie, we get another free scry. So that's pretty much our plan at this point. Oh, opponent whiffed on creatures. Yeah, I was not gonna block anyway. Well, I don't think they whiffed though. This is 5 mana. They definitely have another creature. Sunscorched Champion, gain some life back. Opponent might start folding back. Yeah, I'm gonna keep that on top. So opponent needs to decide if they want to just keep swinging or if they want to start holding back. It's a shame I'm gonna have to kill the top crop elite, but yeah, playing all these lands out means Cartouche of Solidarity, another small creature. That's fine. Yeah, I wasn't gonna block anyway. I do have the option of just playing this. Okay, if I swing now, I force them to double block. I take out the Sunscorched Champion. They could Eternalize at any moment. I can also just choose to hold this, wait for another creature, sack, attack, exert. You know what? I'm going to take a gamble. I'm going to wait. And if our opponent happens to have removal, we'll just sack it right then and there. So we're taking a bit of a risk in skipping this. It also creates a thing like if our opponent attacks, they're not sure if I'm just gonna end up sacking this to just block their stuff, which is gonna be kind of weird. Yeah, it makes sense. Okay, let that resolve. Pass. Pass. So we're knocking on wood that we draw a creature. Opponent has a Steward of Solidarity. But pretty much we're aiming for a creature. Swing with the top crop elite. Okay, not our creature. Compulsory rest if we need it. I don't need it. Next turn. Attack. Attack. Wait. Pull back. Exert. And there we go. That's enough damage. Oh, we lucked out on that one. Yeah, if I just kept sacking willy-nilly blocking, I would have pared down their board, but they would have kept pairing up their board. It would have been... It's a battle of attrition that I probably was not going to win since our opponent had more cards. Well, okay. So, right now, 3 wins, 1 loss. Yeah, we're going to keep going. That's so awesome. I'm probably going to start refilling my water bottle. Refilling my water while I'm at it. Yeah. Yeah, once we hit the 4 wins, that's kind of the you can kind of relax at that point. You don't have to feel too much pressure. If you hit 5 wins, you're doing really well. Okay, definitely keeping this one. Also nice that almost everything we have just requires... We don't actually have anything that requires double mana, so... Turn 1 Festering Mummy, turn 2 Miasmic. If we draw enough lands, I might ditch a Plains to... Okay, opponent... So we need to be a bit considerate about what we use against our opponent here. Opponent might have a Magma Spray, in which case, yeah, sure. Okay, opponent dinging us. Firebrand Archer. We can actually wait on the Miasmic Mummy now. I'm going to offer the trade because we benefit from them having their board paired down. The opponent's playing. Okay, they're playing spells. I apologize for our opponent. This was a top deck. I didn't. I'm so sorry. That was a horrible top deck for... No, that's a perfect top deck for us. It's horrible for our opponent. Wow. Okay, Firebrand Art... Okay, they got the full place of Firebrand and a Spellweaver at turn. I'm just gonna ruin their day, make them discard that last card. Ooh, Trial of Zeal. Instinct. Well, it's more of because we actually had something to discard that we... If we did not have that... If we actually wanted to keep that one, I would not have discarded it. Opponent has Riddle form. So, Prowess, sure. If he swings with Spellweaver, I will trade. Because our opponent has now demonstrated that they're living off the top of their deck. Crop Elite, we're probably not gonna cast that. We'll cast the Marauding Bone Slash. So we got that tempo going. Probably because, but it's literally that Splendid Agony. That one really broke our opponent. So swing with everything. If our opponent wants to cast a spell, activate the Riddle form, you know what? Go for it. No, it doesn't. Does it? So we actually now want to hit the 4th land. You may. Okay, so let's target first. Decline. I actually want to kind of cycle this, but you know what? Let's put the pressure on. Let's keep piling the pressure because our opponent is living off the top. They're forced to scry cards. If they manage to drop something, we have to... Okay, they conceded. They kind of ran out of gas at that point. Yeah, early pressure, early beats. Singleton Agony to ruin our opponent's day. Yeah, that was not great for our opponent. And we also lucked out on the Trial of Zeal, though. To be fair, if your opponent's down to their last card and you get a shot to make them discard it, make them discard it. Okay, so we're now at four wins and 1 loss. We are going to, keep on going. So at this rate, 3 more games. Well, actually, the most is 5 games. That's gonna be very long, but no, the most is 4 games. That's if I lose once and I win the next 3. Otherwise, it's pretty much any 2 losses ends it for me. We're okay, definitely keeping this. Doom the Center, tons of removal. We can hold off on Bontu if we need to. Okay, we didn't draw the land, so I'm actually gonna play the Desert Tap because I really need to hit these or this on turn 3. Opponent looks like playing red-white aggro. Oketra's Avenger. Play our Anointer Priest. Next turn, let's see if they drop another X1. Come on, X1. Opponent will swing. They actually exerted. Ooh. Probably did not want to trade at all. Let's see what their next... Okay, no next drop, so... Since that's exerted, I'm in no rush. I'm just gonna play the Doom Dissenter. Probably should attack first. Does our opponent have actual Magma Spray? Okay, the Magma Spray would be annoying. Yeah, Magma Spray would be really annoying. I think the correct play was to just play Bontu out. Yeah, there's a Magma Spray. Okay, we goofed up on that one. The correct play was to just play Bontu next turn, play it, then sack it. Top Crop Elite. Probably should have attacked first, see if our opponent blocked. We could have gotten a better kill. If that said, I really want to play the lethal sting first. We are taking, well, we did take more damage off the Oketra's Avenger. Opponent not. Let's see if they actually have removal for this build. Okay, Throne of the God Pharaoh. Bontu the Glorified. Now, I think white does have exile effects, so it's possible we do lose Bontu. At least I will have 2 shots, Anointer Priest sack, then the Embalm Trigger sack. We still have the mana for it. I probably could have played this a lot earlier. So even at this state, I am still making a few mistakes. So not perfect, not perfectly. Yeah, I wish I was. Oh, does our opponent have, say, like a compulsive cast out? Get out of here! Okay, we have no answer to that, but well, they were playing white, so they were bound to have that. So now we have to save the lethal sting for something that's more lethal than this. At least we get extra triggers, but wow. At least based on just with the Throne of the God Pharaoh, it's kind of a force multiplier for this one. Cartouche of Solidarity. Opponent deciding. If we can draw a creature, okay. If we can draw a creature, I will have the lethal sting option. Wow, we got flooded again. You know what? Let's attack first. If our opponent blocks, probably does not block. Because what I can do is just put the lethal sting on the Anointer Priest. So, I feel like our opponent has something bigger to drop though, so I'm actually cautious about doing this too early. Yeah, let's wait. Maybe our opponent just loads up even more cartouches. Bontu. We just sacrifice another so we would not have been able to get a benefit. Wow. Quite flooded. 7, 8. 8 lands out of... So there's 9 more lands here, so we are about... close, a little less than 2 turns to draw a non-creature. We are kind of at parity now. Okay, hit Blighted Bat. I have to be careful because our opponent could just decide to exert this one of these days. So I'm gonna take a little bit of a risk. I have no idea if our opponent has, say, another cast. Magma Spray. Okay. They did have it. So we will still swing with the Anointer Priest. This has Vigilance, so it could block anytime. I think I can still hold. Hold on. Takes us down to 5. Because this takes us down to 7. It's a bit risky. You know what? I'm gonna do it now. Let's just get rid of it now. However, we probably might lose this one unless we actually start drawing gas. Even any of our smaller creatures is kind of fine at this board state, although... And right now, we're just pinging 1 for 1. I'm still going to be swinging with this just to trigger this one. I'm surprised our opponent hasn't dropped anything at this... Oh, come on! I'm actually going to cancel. I'm actually not going to attack him. Darn, that didn't pan out. There is a Forsake the Worldly, and there are good enough targets, I guess. Gust Walker, so we're in real trouble now. I will accept the block because I do kind of want to embalm this. I'm actually going to swing. Let's see if our opponent just decides to block with Gust Walker. If they have a magma, they use up 2 magma sprays. If they have a third one, yeah, so be it. Yeah, we have no way of sacrificing this now. We're just kind of dependent on our opponent's cooperation and goodwill. And we still have to cast this one. It will force our opponent to exert this at least. So 4, 8, 9, 9. So there are 8 lands left. So yeah, a little close to 2/3 is not land. You can just hear me keep doing the math. So there's a little bit of expectation, but then again, this is not XCOM open fire. Yeah. Then again, our opponent could have gone aggro and just started throwing the removal at us. Hit another Anointer Priest. Actually, here's the thing. If we don't attack, our opponent... Actually, our opponent probably... Yeah, promise, I suspect our opponent has enough removal that it negates all this. And we need a way to gain life. It's not gonna happen unless we can get Anointer Priest to die or tokens to die. Gust Walker having flying is an issue. If I can draw another Lethal Sting, we can shrink the... Can't block, so we take 4, take 5. No, take 4, so... We're down to 2. Yeah, we're not gonna win. Okay. Yeah, we literally flooded out on lands. Sometimes that's how the game goes. We can't win them all that way. So... Oh well. Didn't pan out for us this time, but... Yeah, we did make some clear mistakes there. We should have played Bontu as early as possible. It would have informed our decision afterwards. We did not have to waste the Doom Dissenter. We did not have to... And all those. We could have gotten a few extra scry triggers, and... I think based on what we were drawing, we would have been able to bin a few lands that way. Yeah, I goofed up. That's all I can say. I made a mistake. Okay, so... Any game could be our last here. We have a max of 3 games, but... We'll see how it goes. At least we made it, gold 3. Very slow, but we have removal, kinda removal Soul Stinger, so... We really want to be putting pressure early, but I don't think that's the case. Let's see if we can draw... Nope, not happening. At least we can drop a late Soul Stinger, then maybe we can start drawing into other things. Opponents also in zombies. Wow, it's gonna be so late. I'm not gonna compulsory arrest that one. It's just one that we have the Crop Elite that I want to play first, but probably should play Soul Stinger. Like, removal I'm expecting is Lethal Sting, Compulsory Rest. Okay, Cast Out I can't do anything about, but most of them are probably gonna get this killed enough that the counters can be transferred to one of their things. So we should be fine in that regard. Binding Mummy. Oh wow, we're flooded in lands again. So I'll play this one out first. Let's put some creatures. Let's put some creatures on the board. I know our opponent's about to drop a huge load of mummies down. We might be able to do a Lethal Sting Compulsory Rest. We could even compulsory rest our own creature if we need to sack it. Something to consider. Okay, opponent has Wayward Servant. They got the all zombie plan. So we'll take 3. We need to snipe this Wayward Servant if we can. Come on! Enough with the lands! So I'll attack first. In fact, an interesting thing, if our opponent blocks, which I don't think is gonna happen. So that shrinks this down. I probably compulsory rest the Binding Mummy? No, wait. No, I'll pass. It's possible that it could just be a bunch of small creatures. Okay, cycling, sure. But we flooded the lands this early, so we could end it at this point. Yeah, I probably should have mulliganed if I, but we had playables. We had playables. It's just that none of them are that. Well, there goes Splendid Agony. Opponent's now on the super aggro plan. Ironically, it's probably weird to. I'm still gonna swing with this one though. Actually, no, I'm not gonna swing with that. Yeah, the first strike is going to be the one that kills us, so I'm going to... If our opponent sacks it, it's fine by me. Sure, it does make me wish I attacked, but... Then again, our life total is not too critical yet. And I'm going to regret saying that. Yeah, that was a weird keep. We could have easily functioned in 3 lands, but... There's always the thing, like, I'm scared to mulligan, especially if I think that because I can still play stuff with that hand. So, but this is super aggro. Miasmic Mummy. Tap that one. Discard this. If our opponent swings with the Binding Mummy, I will just block with the Top Crop Elite. Let's just get it off the board. Okay, hit our own Anointer Priest. So definitely Soul Stinger onto Vizier. We can use it to... No, we're gonna use it to snipe Vizier. Opponent's out of cards though, so... Well, except for the Anoint... They might be inclined to swing. Yeah, and bomb. Yeah, just like... Okay. Nope. This one is literally holding these guys back. If I can get Bontu, then we have options. This last card scares me. Could be a cast out again. Okay, Wayward Servant. Any rat effects is not one-sided here, so I'm actually kind of okay with that. Opponents finally their turn to flood. Wander in Death, get some cards back. The Binding Mummy is going to be a problem, though he does get just one shot. If our opponent attacks with Vizier, I just block with the Anointer Priest. Because this is definitely going to get tapped on. Our opponent could just unload everything. That's my concern. They're thinking if they should unload now or if they well, they have the advantage. They probably should unload now. It's a question of sequence. Oh no, they're not unloading now. Okay. We're at the standstill until I can remove this. Opponent's not playing their stuff out. Now I'm basically attacking with this one just to start paring down their board. Opponent really should unload their stuff now. They've lost their trump card, so to speak. Okay. Yes. Yeah, on the aggro now. Let's see if we can... Opponent's literally waiting for something. They did hit 10 lands, we hit 7. They really should start... I think they might be waiting until they can safely unload their stuff. They're concerned it's gonna just get removed. That said, I'm really just trying to trade this off for even the Miasmic Mummy. Okay, opponent's now gonna try unloading. Okay, now it's our turn to get flooded again. Again, offer the trade. Opponent's letting us hit them up quite a bit. You're gonna start regaining life here. If I don't draw zombies, then it's gonna be an issue. So probably tap the Soul Stinger? Yeah. And then they probably have other things they can play. Another Wayward Servant. Okay, this is a problem now. So tap the Festering Mummy. Okay, that makes sense. They have their own Festering Mummy. Wow, they literally waited to unload. So our life total's an issue now. Okay, they tap out the stuff that... Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we cannot take... Okay, we hit a Wasteland Scorpion, so... Do I want to cycle this or just play it? So we're 8... So there's 9 lands, so it's close to 50 that we draw a land. What am I hoping to draw? We got 2 Lethal Stings. Splendid Agony would kinda do it. Okay, hold. Also, you have to do a blocker check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's a bit of a risk, but it does mean it means I am forced to play Wasteland Scorpion as a creature. Do they hit their zombie? If they hit their zombie, it's over for us. If we can hit Bontu, yeah, they're doing the math, but I'm pretty sure it's over if they do have a zombie. Like, they can tap 1 blocker. We're actually 1 blocker short already, so... Okay, they didn't... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's literally me just trying to pare their board down. I don't know. I don't think we're really behind at this point. Bontu would be great. Splendid Agony is actually interesting here. So we now kind of have parity and we don't take that much damage this way. I want to encourage... Okay. So definitely take out the token. So it doesn't kill this one, so that's kind of a mistake. Of course I was gonna take out the X3. Yeah, if they wanted to make sure this died, they would have blocked with the Binding Mummy, but well, they could have blocked with Miasmic Mummy. This one did not. This one's now vanilla at this point. Now we're at the position where we can just kind of keep swinging. Lethal Sting. Shrink that one. Sure. So it means I swing with this and... Again, I'm gonna try to offer the trade. No, the interesting thing is, I now have interesting cards to sacrifice. I can sack Anointer Priest first, then I can get an Embalm trigger again. Opponent concedes. Basically, they don't have an answer for Bontu, and I was about to catch up again. Okay, so we are still live. For those tuning for, well, just I think you've been here for the longest time. So to the one person watching, okay, others are watching now. So okay, so for those coming in, 5 wins, 2 losses. We are almost there. We can do this. Any game could be our last, but we're down to at least at most 2 games at this point. And that last one was one heck of a... That was very close. Both of us were living off the top of our deck. Okay, definitely keeping this one. Turn 2 Dissenter, turn 3 Bone Slasher, backup Lethal Stings. This is perfect for us. Okay, more mana. Okay, opponent throws Naga Vitalist. Okay, okay with Bone Slasher. We do have Lethal Sting as an option. Opponent's about to hit an X4. No, 4-drop, sorry, not an X4. Heckma Sentinels. It's not worth killing. Actually, yes, it is. Now this one just gets rid of a creature before it gets out of control. It gives us a 2/2 to block with. Now we need to start dropping these guys. So next turn Bone Slasher, next turn Bone Slasher. We just keep slashing bones. Opponent digging for... Oh, multicolored. Now unless all the cards you're playing are rare, I'm not too convinced, but it's still kind of okay. So I will play Bone Slasher, then next turn Bone Slasher, Anointer Priest. I will see if our opponent has a trick up their sleeve. Basically, I'll swing anyway. Opponent has the Essence Scatter. Okay, at least we got rid of that there instead of something else. Okay, looks like my connection is the one that's timed out a bit. Opponent can Spring to Mind if they want, but, well, they're down to 2 cards. Okay, they're going for it. It's an instant, they did not have to do it then. Let's see, we go down to 18. Just unload these 2. Hit the flag. I'm starting to suspect it could just be this one. No, it's not a bit of flag. It's a significant amount of flag. It's not funny. Okay, let's go. Make sure we have 1 attacker. Okay. I should also check if I'm still recording. Yeah, we're still streaming live. I did not pause. I actually don't know how to pause the stream. Yeah, The indicator is weird. Sometimes it says I have 5 viewers here. It says I have 2, so I have no. Oh, it's popping up now. I guess it makes sense. It is delayed here. So we now have some gas at least. We have a lethal sting for their next big threat. It won't do us any good if it's the hexproof guy. Cryptic Serpent. Oh, sorry, Striped River Winder. So we're chump blocking. Now let's see if we can hit Throne of the God Pharaoh. Interesting. I can wait for our opponent to swing, which is quite unlikely. Our opponent is more likely to just drop other big threats. Throne is really designed for the Exert deck, but if you're aggro enough, it's fine too. We'll see if our opponent decides to start bashing us with Striped River Winder. This could be the end of us. Our aggro stalled out a bit. Our opponent was able to accelerate quick enough. Into multiple River Winders. Yeah, the ramp plan is real. In this case, it worked really well. So at least we get 1 extra life out of this. Hold on. We're gonna play Bontu first. We're gonna save the lethal sting. This has to be big enough also because our opponent is also likely to hold back. Another thing we can do is... Okay, we have to remember also that this can't block unless we control another zombie, so I might be forced to sack this first. In which case... let's save the lethal sting. But now our opponent has to consider we have a way to snipe their Striped River Winder. Even if it's awfully awkward. Gate to the after. Don't tell me they have God Pharaoh's Gift. Well, I guess if we're going to lose to an opposing deck, this is it. Okay, he is going for it. Okay. I have to sack this one because it can't block, because this is literally the only other zombie and I can't. Now if our opponent has removal for this, I'd be so annoyed if, considering that's their last card. We'll see if they do or not. But I don't think we're gonna... Oh! They actually did! Clever. Clever, clever. Okay. So we do get the free scry at least, but wow. That was their last card. They could have cycled it actually. So I do get to block one, so I don't get to kill it, but I don't get to die too quickly. So I'll take that. So gain a little life. I'm probably gonna just block with this Anointer Priest, so we take only 5 damage. Then we can embalm lethals. Yeah, my concern is if you're running Gate, you'd probably have the God Pharaoh's Gift. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to block with that. Watchful Naga. Yeah, we're kind of mana short. That said, I kind of want to put it here, then just sacrifice the new one, because we need to snipe the one that's going to draw a card. So let's see if we get any more creatures. Yeah, spin that down. So opponent is still likely to swing at everything. So Jace Unraveler of Secret. What's this middle? Return target creature to its owner's hand. Okay, -2. So we're down to 11. Oh wow. Okay. Yeah, between these cards, yeah, our opponent's gonna win. We're not gonna have enough blockers in this case. Yeah, it's just good. Yeah, it's good. And we can see there. So well. So we didn't exactly get that many wins, but well, put up quite a bit of a fight, all things considered. Yeah, it didn't pan out for us, but we are. Yeah, quality's a bit on the iffy end. I apologize. Internet is going to get better soon. If you can hear me, Globe, we could use it right about now. But otherwise, 5 wins, not above average. It's quite above average. We definitely made back our. We made back our. How do you call this? We made back our buy-in, and then some. So there we go. That's it for this episode, the Magic Arena Run. If you like what you saw, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Turn on notifications and whatnot. And as we crack these packs, I really hope everyone enjoys their week. Never to return, sure. I'm actually hoping to start opening some of the duels here, considering I probably won't be crafting them. But otherwise, we'll see. Okay. Getting a few interesting cards that I kind of not exactly planning to play with. But, well, we did get the experience we needed, and we got a few good things. Hey! Fetid Pools! Kind of looking for that one. Anyway, that's it for this episode. Thank you very much for watching. I hope to see you guys again next time. Take care, God bless, stay safe wherever you are. Have a great weekend, everyone.